A salary isn't the secret. Too many people rely on a paycheck for their happiness, on a paycheck that tells them how they can live their life, on a paycheck that determines their value. And a salary is not a secret to happiness, and it does not create freedom. Freedom does come from money, but not the one that comes in a 2-week, bi-weekly paycheck. And too many people put their worth and their life on the line for this salary, which does pay the bills, which does feeds your family, which does allow you to do things, but it's not the end all be all. It's not the thing that you need to trade your life away for, to become a slave for, to take verbal lashings and things like that from certain customers or even your boss. And it's not something to say that I'm only worth $15 an hour. I'm only worth $50 an hour. You're worth more than the value than that salary is saying you're worth per hour or per year. But so many people are stuck. And I'm not saying this about the rat race, because jobs are necessary, and not all people will be their own business owners or anything like that. But I just don't want it to take over your mind and make you think that that's all you're worth, or that it's worth losing your mental health and your stress over a specific job. That's kind of more of the message. Jobs aren't loyal. Never say you love your job unless it's something you own, like you're a small business owner or like a 1099 or something like that. Because a job, saying you love your job is like being in a toxic relationship. It will never love you back. A job can vanish at any time. A company can go under. It can go out of business. You can misstep and get fired, or you might get in a situation where you're stuck with those, like a bad boss or something, like I said, and it's going to be you or them. Who's going to break first? Either they're going to fire or quit, or you are. And that salary is going to vanish. Now, can you replace it with another salary? Yes. But that's kind of the message, is like, I've seen people almost kill themselves for a job, slaving away for a job that they hate. They hate their boss. They hate their coworkers. They hate the job. They hate what they're doing. And maybe they're just scared to make the move to go to a different company or a different job, or to start their own thing. And I've also seen people get the golden handcuffs. Everybody's heard of those, where maybe you're making 120K plus and you still hate everything about your job, but you're making so much, and now your lifestyle's grown, and your mortgage or your apartment and your car payments and your lifestyle is so much that you can't afford to take a pay cut. You kind of backed yourself into a corner. So I guess my message is just saying that a salary, an amount of money, isn't the secret to happiness. It isn't the secret to mental health. It isn't the secret to anything, really. Now, I always encourage everybody to make as much money as you can per hour, per salary, because it only helps. But how do you create the life that you truly want? A life that you can be free, a life that you don't have that as much, mental health problems, a life where you don't have as much stress from that job. Because that same salary that can pay you a lot of money, pay your bills, feed you, give you lavish vacations, nice cars, things like that, it can also add a lot of undue stress. It can add so much stress to where you shave years of your life off. So how do you either invest that money into real estate, into the stock market? How do you create a side hustle or side business, or start putting it towards a passion that you truly want, to where you grow your own business? Or you have enough money to where, if you never want to be an entrepreneur or your own business owner, that you're not afraid to leave that job and take something at a different company, whether it's paying the same or it's paying less, and not being stuck in that, or not wrapping your value, your identity into a job. There's people that have jobs that are embarrassed to say what they do, because it might not be a prestigious job, or it might not be a job where they're making 6 figures, and they're scared to talk about it because they think that they're going to be perceived that way. And in truth, society does. If you say you're a garbage man, or you say you're a car salesperson, or you say you're in tech sales, like whatever you might say, some things are going to be looked at as like, ugh, and you might make good money. And then some things are going to be more prestigious, but they hate themselves too. Lawyers or doctors, some of them hate doing that. They just make a lot of money and they went to school for a long time. But a lot of them are the people that are like, man, I wish I would have tried doing something else. I wish I would have quit and pursued my dreams. So a salary isn't the end all be all. A job isn't the end all be all. There's other jobs, there's other careers. There's always a way for you to create what you want in your life, through business, through branding, through creating your own thing. So just keep that in mind. Know that not to lose your mental health, I guess, is the real pressing moment of this. Not to be so stressed out over that salary, that paycheck, that job. And don't let it dictate your whole life. While it is important to make money and pay bills, don't let it kill you in the same breath. Don't let it take away your life, your meaning, your purpose, what you truly want to be and who you are in life. Don't let it take away from your family. Don't let it take away from your hobbies. Okay, I'm making 150K now, but now I never see my wife and kids. I see my friends once a year, maybe, if I'm lucky. Just remember what you're sacrificing for it and what is important and what's not. Anyway, this was consistency. I think this was day 347. If you got anything from this message, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. But other than that, I wish you all peace and blessings on the journey.